Hello and welcome back. So, this is the first lecture of mobile application development. My name is Mohammad Adnan. So, today we are going to discuss layouts, linear layout, when statement, Kotlin arrays, Kotlin lists, and we are going to discuss Kotlin classes. So, layouts allows you to lay out your design or make your design or layout your app, make a layout of your app. And then one of the layout is a linear layout, which linearly, that is vertically or horizontally, places different views or objects on the screen. And then particularly today we are going to discuss when statement, Kotlin arrays, Kotlin list, and classes. So with that, let's get straight away to the Android Studio. So as in previous classes, you people already know that we use linear layout. So here you can see XML language, and this is a linear layout. At the top you can see a linear layout, and then we have the main attributes are ID, orientation is vertical, padding is 24 dp, gravity is center. So these are the property name and these are property values. And then layout width is match parent and height is also match parent. And the corresponding design, you can see this is the corresponding design of your app. So at first, if you select this text view, the corresponding code will be selected. So we have a text view. So here the width is wrap content, the layout is also wrap content, ID is title text, and the text is enter number from 1 to 7. The text size is 20 scalable independent pixel, and text style is bold. And after that we have a button. After that we have an added text. So in edit text you can see the width and the hatch, the height, the width is match parent, and the height is wrap content. And ID is input number, hint is input hint is enter number, and input type is number. And the layout margin top, which tells us how the distance from the top will be 16 dp. So if I change this 16 dp to, let's say, 30 dp, so you can see that the distance has changed from the top. And then we have a button. Width is wrap content, height is also wrap content, ID is check button, and then the text is check day. So and then layout margin top, from top you have a margin of 16 dp. And after that, in the last, we will see a text view where we will see the month, or the day of the week. So it has a width of wrap content, height of wrap content, and then we have an ID of result text. Text size is 18 sp and text style is bold, and layout margin is 20 dp. So after that, let us go, and here you can see we have Kotlin class main activity, which is the starting point. It extend app compact activity. And then you can, for this lecture, you can ignore this code. We have all written on create method, which create your activity or screen and save it inside the memory. And then we define some variables such as input number, check button. We get the reference of those views that we define in the XML, such as input number, check button, and result text is result text. And then on check button, set on click listener, we apply a set on click listener. And after that we define a number, and then we get that number from input number, this variable, convert it to string and to integer or null. And then once that is done, then we will say val day. And then here we are applying the when statement. When number, so when number, so we can say 1 denotes Monday, 2 is for Tuesday, but in double quotes. 3 is for Wednesday. 4 is for Wednesday, Thursday, and then 5 is for Friday. 6 is for Saturday, and then 7 is for Sunday. And we also have the else part. Else we will say invalid number, and then once that is done, and then we will say result text assignment operator day. Alright, so we have completed the code for this when statement. When user enter a number from 1 through 7, the app will show the corresponding day. So now I am going to run this app by hitting this run button. You run it and you wait for the emulator to come up here. So you can see here that emulator. This is our emulator, and this is some old app, Gradle build running. So as already I told you that Gradle is a build tool. So what does it mean? It means that it is going to collect all your source file, and it is going to, with the help of compiler, compile them into Android package kit and install them on your emulator. So this is the first time, that is why it will take some time. Otherwise you will see that Gradle takes 4 to 5 seconds to build your app. So once the Gradle build running process is completed, so you will see your app on the emulator. So here you can see it says Gradle build. It's a build tool, and also a library management tool and configuration management tool. Okay, so I hope that it will take few more seconds, and then it will install our app on the emulator, where you can interact with your app. If you have a physical device, you can also run your app on your physical device. Okay, so install successfully, finished in 5 seconds. So you will see now that the Gradle is going to display our app. So now here we can interact with our app. Enter number from 1 to 7. So if I enter 1, check day, it is Monday. And that is because 1 corresponds to Monday. If I enter 7, check day, that is Sunday. If you enter some other number, check day, it is invalid number. So our app is working well. How does this keyboard appears? That is the question. So if you go back, and if you go back to edit text, so input type was number. So that is why only number keypad is visible to you. So this app is now completed. So what I'm going to do here is to also share it with you people on the GitHub. So I'll go to GitHub, and I'm going to upload it to GitHub and share the link on the Google group. So make sure that this private option is deselected, and we will wait for a moment. Add, pushing to GitHub master. It will take few seconds, and yes, here it is. Here is your app link on the GitHub. So I'm going to copy it, and we are going to go to your group, recent groups, and I'm going to here say day of the week when statement, and I'm going to paste that here so that you get the complete code. Alright, so I have shared the code with you. Now it is time to create another app. So go to file, new, new project. So make sure that you selected empty view activity. Click next, and in my app, I'm going to give it a meaningful name. So we can say that students grades. Android Studio will create a new project for us. So here you can see a new project. Android Studio is creating new project. So as always, we are going to first design our app. Once the design is completed, then we are going to add functionality to this app. Okay, so we may wait for some seconds. Alright, I think yes, the project has been created. So let us first design this app. Go to res, layout, activity underscore main, and I'll go to the code. And yes, we are using, let me close it down. So we get a complete view of the code. So I'm going to use linear layout, and let us add other important properties. Orientation is vertical, and padding is 24 dp, and also gravity will be center. Okay, with that, let me remove this default text view, and the first thing is edit text, having width of match parent and height of wrap content and id of marks input. Let me make it a camel case. The hint will be enter marks, and the input type is number. So that is the first view. The second view is a button having width and height of wrap content and id of button check grade. The text is check grade, and the layout margin top is 16 dp. Let me close it, and then we also have a text view having width and height of wrap content, id of text grade. Okay, then we have text size 18 scalable independent pixel, and margin top is 20 dp. So that is our design. Let me go to the design view so you can see enter marks, check grade. Now very simple and graceful. So now let us go to our main activity.kotlin, and here we are going to add functionality. So to add functionality, first we are going to say mark input, define some reference variable, find view by id, edit text, r.id dot marks, no no id dot marks input. So that is the first reference variable, and then we have button check grade, find view by id, type is button, r.id dot button check grade. So also hit alt enter to import the button, and then we have text grade, find view by id, so it is text view, r.id dot text grade. So make sure that you also import this text view by hitting alt plus enter. So now we move on, and we are going to say button check grade dot set on click listener. We apply set on click listener, and val marks, we get the marks from marks input dot text dot toString dot to int or null. So once we have the marks, so we can calculate the grade. So the grade will be when statement, when marks are equal to null, then we will say enter valid marks. When marks are greater than or equal to 90, so we will say grade A. Marks are greater than or equal to 75, we are going to say grade B. Marks are greater than equal to 60, grade C. Marks are greater than equal to 50, then we are going to say grade D, else the candidate is fail. So once we get the grade, so all we have to do is to go to text grade dot text assignment operator grade. Okay, so let me run this app. Our code is completed. So now let me run it and see how does the app look in the emulator. So this is our previous app, Gradle build. Remember, Gradle is a build tool responsible for collecting all the source file and converting them into APK file and then installing on your mobile phone. So this emulator, for instance, is our mobile phone. So install successfully finished in 6 seconds. And this is our app. So enter marks. So let's say I enter 90 marks, check grade. So grade is A. That's correct. So if I enter 50, check grade, grade is D. So that is also correct. So if I enter, let's say 4, that is fail, that is also correct. If I enter 166, that is A. So we should also have a bound, upper bound. So let's say if this AND operator works and marks less than equal to 100, and now run it again. Marks are, let's say, 1 2 3. Okay, so we should have also a bound on B. So we can say and marks less than 90. Okay, and then for this one and marks less than 75 and marks less than 60. Hopefully now it will work. So enter marks. So if I enter 1 2 3, check the grade, it is fail, yes. So I can also include another check over here, that if it is greater than 100, marks greater than 100, marks greater than 100, or marks null. This. I think I am going to undo it. Okay, so that is fine. Let me run it. So enter marks. So if I now enter 90, it's grade A. enter 100, still it's grade A, and anything less than 50 it will be fail. Okay, so that is another one app. So I'm going to share it on the GitHub. So now GitHub is pushing, the Android Studio is pushing this app to the GitHub, and it is done. Student grades, let me copy it. Student grades when statement, and I'm going to paste it here, post message. Okay, so I think that's it for today's lecture. We are going to see other statements as well related to Kotlin. So I'll see you in the next class.